For many persons, the fear of failure is the kryptonite that keeps them from fulfilling the destiny that God has for them, for them to be God's best. Superman, with all his power and ability, was a shadow of himself when he was exposed to kryptonite. You have more in you than you realize. However, you are a shadow of yourself when you are dominated by the fear of failure. And I want to help you to learn to overcome this fear and be who God has called you to be. Stay tuned. Welcome to Real Life with Pastor Dwight, and I want to continue our journey in how to walk free from the fear of failure. And so far, we have seen that everybody fails. However, failure is not final. So let's move on to the final two sections, two elements that we need to recognize. First, we need to recognize that failure has benefits. Romans 8:28 says this, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. So according to this verse, everything in your life, God can turn it around for your good, including your failures. God will work with your failures and maximize them. So in this way, failures have benefits, and I want to look at a few of them. Failure educates. This is one benefit. Thomas Edison, the prolific inventor, is said to have tried 10,000 ways to make the light bulb work and fail. But he didn't call it a failure. He called it an education. I know 10,000 things that don't work. He eventually created the light bulb. And there are some things in your life that you can only learn through failure. So failure is not special. Everybody does it. But to learn from your failures is special. As one man said, failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. Smart people learn from their failures. First benefit. Second benefit, failure develops our skills. How did you learn to ride a bicycle? You fell down and you got back up again. So failure is a stepping stone to success if you try new approaches. A failure is not a loss, it's a gain. You learn, you change, you grow. And this is Clovis Chapel. So Michael Jordan, who needs no introduction, has become something of a legend of turning failure into successes. He said, I have missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I have lost almost 300 games. 26 times I have been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. So he's now the captain of recognizing how he can turn his failures into successes. Because failure is a teachable moment. Another benefit is that failure makes us less judgmental. Most people I know tend to be more empathetic or sympathetic with others who have failed in similar areas like them. Without failure, it's kind of easy to become arrogant. Jesus said, the one who has been forgiven little loves little. He went on to say, the one who has been forgiven much loves much. So when we recognize that we have had challenges in an area like the next person, we tend to be more empathetic. You need to conquer your fear. And by doing this, you need to learn, allow fear to teach you the next steps. And then we have to resolve to stop comparing ourselves with others. And quite frankly, this is one major root of our fear of failure. It's about, we are always thinking about how we look to other people. And we live in a competitive society. It's almost like we have taken a competition overdose. Everybody is competing with somebody else. My car has to be nicer, my car. So even if you have the same car, we're modifying it up to the hilt so that it might look better than the other person's car. And the competition just goes on and on in many different dimensions. And success really is about doing your best, not how you compare yourself with others. Success is doing your best, and failure is not making the effort. And when we compare ourselves with others, we set ourselves up for the fear of failure. Because there's always going to be someone who is better than you. When we start to compare ourselves, we start feeling like I'll never measure up to that person, or I'll never have the impact on as many people as that person, or I'll never have those communication skills, or I'll never be as creative, or I'll never be as quick, or whatever it is. Here's what the Bible says. Everyone should look at himself and see how he does his own work. Then he'll be happy with what he has done. He should not compare himself with his neighbor. That is Galatians 6:4. If you want to move past your fear of failure, you will have to embrace a non-competitive stance. You have to realize that everybody fails. You have to recognize that failure is not final, but there are benefits to failure that you can learn from it. And success is not a competition. We have to cease to compete with other people. Your success is dependent on being your best. So let's put it all together. If you want to move past your fear of failure, you have to do these 4 things. You have to remember that everybody fails. That look, failure is just a part of life, and everybody is going to fail at one point in time or the other. But failure is not final. We have to realize that failure is a part of success and not the opposite of success. We have to recognize that there are benefits to failure, and we have to look for the learning moments within failure, because that is what's going to propel you to your success. And then we have to resolve not to compare ourselves with others, because your success is about being your best. It's about being God's best and fulfilling your destiny. And when I put all of these together, then my fear of failure will get packing and will go from my life. So there you have it. If you have enjoyed this video, give me a like or a thumbs up, and then subscribe to my channel. If you have a comment, please put it in the comment section. I respond to every comment. Until next time, God bless you real good.